Nigerians strive so much for attention, but we don't build brand while we're looking for the attention. So the only people that build are the artists. I mean the musicians. If you check online, Nigerian black people respectfully, we just embrace something that is bad. Like you will be looking at things that are very important online. You don't see a lot of comments. You might say like 10. All right. My name is Oyeban Jenkins. This is CTDA, connecting the dots Africa. You know, we're still on our solo trip. For you that might be following us, this is gonna be a solo one, but I'm not doing it alone, like you already know. I'm doing it with no other person except behind the camera. Is my producer, but you know, Banner of Houston. That's what we call him. For those that know him already, will know by his voice. So Kubana, let's get into it. How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
All right. Well, shit, let's get into this.
Okay. All right. Let me know something about CTDA first.
Oh yeah. Thank you for that. For you first time watching this, CTDA can be called we are the system, we are the media, we are the voice, we are the group of people that is trying, doing every day to bring the news, information, culture, music, sport to your doorstep through your media phone. You know, if you see anything popping up, just know it's coming from us. And our goal is to connect the dot for Africa. What do we mean by saying that? For you that might find yourself living outside Africa, but you still find yourself in the lingo between the Western world and Africa, this is where you can come on our page. We definitely mix the influence going on in Africa and what is happening around the world. But basically, we focus more on Nigeria and America because that's our base. So we have office here in Houston. We're definitely working to have our own office back home in Nigeria too. So yes, that's about CTDA. So if you're following, share, connect, check us on YouTube. We are already on Apple Music. We are on Spotify. We are on iHeart Radio, and our website is www.ctdamongblack.com. We're almost coming up. We're still, we're building our thing behind our studio is almost like 80%, 90. And our new website is going to be coming up. It's going to be something so different from what you guys know. So thank you.
Okay, all right. That's good. So I just want to ask some questions. Is African pop culture leading the world, or is just being used by it?
That's a very tough one. I think that's a very tough one in terms of being a critic that I do on X page. I will say yes. Uh, it's a very tough one. I think the reason why I would say it's a tough one is it's a blend of both. I won't say the word is leveraging Afrobeat, but at the same time, we're still being leveraged. If we have to really think about it, we started representing in the FIFA World Cup, UEFA, NBA games. The only thing I think we haven't tried is half show in America. We've literally been in every places, so it tells you where Afrobeat is. So, but I won't in my own world. I think we're both leveraging each other. The world is leveraging, and Afrobeat has been leveraged for where we are today.
Okay, so do you mean Afrobeat is coming up like what you're saying?
The word coming up would be wrong because before Afrobeat was Afrobeat. Afrobeat has been up in the likes of Fela. So I don't think using the word up might be the right word, but for the context of this conversation, yes.
Okay, so can you explore the line between global influence and cultural exploitation?
Global influence, cultural exploitation.
And just want to break it, like go with the cultural and the exploitation.
Yeah, it's a word used in a professional term to misinterpret some things because just for the sake of the clicks and the media world, it is not the same word. But then if you have to go back in to see what will bring you to use that word, it's still going to end up in the same thing, which is ROI at the end of the day. So for people that are in the business world, they will understand what I mean by the ROI. So maybe it's being influenced, it's being exploited. Both parties are looking towards one thing. You see some people, they say, I'm not doing it for the money. But when you look at it, you realize that money have to be paid because by the time you realize how they move around, they have to pay their staff. So they will charge you like, pay me. So, and for the one that are doing it for the exploitation of, the culture too, the reason why they're doing it is money. So it go back to the same thing.
So do you want to mention artists,
Uh, because of I've known better than before, mentioning to this kind of context would only make the click to go viral, but that's not the intention. So I will skip mentioning some name in terms of saying who are exploiting or who are this because there's a lot I've learned to realize we have to be careful of everything we say just because we have the camera on us. So yes, I won't. For me, I won't.
Okay, and so I have a question. Why do Nigerian athletes and thinkers and filmmakers get less love from the media?
Uh, when you talk about
They're now musicians. Yeah,
athletes,
they're now musicians. Yeah.
movie, they get less attention to musicians. It's branding. What I mean by saying is branding, I think I said something about this. I can't remember her name. I reviewed it a bit today. I think her name is Tima Blessing or so Blessing, if I'm correct, respectfully. But while I was going through my commentary, I realized somebody was saying she didn't break the record. But long and behold, Nigerians strive so much for attention, but we don't build brand while we're looking for the attention. So the only people that build are the artists. I mean the musicians. The musicians are the only people in Nigeria, which I think our Nigerian footballers are joining to. Look at the likes of Ciro Ronaldo. Ciro Ronaldo is a brand. It's not a footballer. You get what I'm saying? Messi is a brand. It's not a footballer. Like that's a big brand. So in Nigerian entertainment industry, I think to me, a lot of people doesn't understand branding, even though they will tell you I have a brand. So having a brand does not mean you just, showing your life or, coming on live and just ranting about things that might not really benefit your audience are not branding. But if you notice, artists are the one that goes on and beyond for interviews, fashion shows. They intentionally dress to impress. They dress because of what they are doing. But when you check a lot of other field, you don't see all those things. And if you see it, they are not pushing themselves in a position where they will get the brand. And a lot of Nigerian, in general, for me, there's a lot of in the entertainment world, sport, music, culture, anything you want to call it. A lot of Nigerians are too big. They are too big, more than what they are not. It creates a lot of problem for them because when you already think you're too big to the level where they can correct you, then you're already telling us how to put your brand. So that's just what I say about that. If I'm not over talking it,
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm still thinking about
the whole thing.
the cultural exploitation again. Can you? At what point does the global cultural influence cross over into the cultural exploitation?
I think when internet becomes so easy for us to use, anybody can put on their phone in the house and they can say. Now, all those things become easy to exploit. And now, when you use even the word exploit, I can break it down to different parts. A lot of record label have exploited their artists. A lot of artists have exploited their producers. A lot of producers have exploited their manager. You understand what I'm saying? And in Nigerian, respectfully, that I know that I'm not going to say doesn't exist, we're still not a country that respect data. We respect paddy paddy. So all those things create room for exploitation. And that's why you see in Nigeria they say there's gatekeeper, this one gatekeep this one. Because at the end of the day it's becoming exploit. And if you look at the era of 10 years back, how many artists do you think they enjoy their tenure with anybody? You hardly see five. And those five, they've been trying, man. You understand what I'm saying? So to let you know, that's for local. In outside, internationally, you most definitely. Everybody intentionally want to disrespect Nigerian in any way or attach themselves to it. If you notice on social media, Nigerian just become the jersey everybody put on. Think about it. There was a time it's Argentina jersey you put on. Brazil. Just picture it for a second. So yes, it's always going to happen because internet has given us a way for people in all around the world to intercross, interculture. I think I saw something online when I think in Asia they're already having their Afrobeats Asia or something like that, which they sing in, in Asia language, but it's literally like mimicking Afrobeat. So to let you know how The influences you can't control the exploits. Actually, I don't think that's something we can control, but we can change it if we start having our data. I think our data is one thing Nigerians still struggle with. That's what I said.
Okay.
But I think we're getting there though.
All right, yeah. Can you mention the factors that contribute to musicians getting more love than the
Female.
artists? Yeah.
First of all, that goes with the ideology of the system of the world we live in presently. Secondly, it goes to who you are as a person, the ideology you believe in, what you project. And unfortunately, sometimes some topic, this is a very complex topic actually. So from my head, I'm only going to use my this is a very, very complex one. I'm thinking in my head, I'm not going to use what I have a quick brain freeze about it, because just because you have a mic does not mean you just have to say anything so that it can make sense.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So this is a very complex conversation that I feel like just for my own professional understanding, what I would say is we have a lot to do as a Nigerian, as a fan, as an artist. So if you're an artist coming from, I'll use myself as an example. I'm not an artist actually, but let's just say periodically I'm from Abeokuta, but yeah, I am living in Houston. There's a way you can see me from Abeokuta, but there's a way you can see Houston in me. I think that's the part that a lot of people doesn't understand how to project themselves. And you can't be living a life like this and expecting this from the fan. So, and you can't lie to, and you don't think some people will find out that you're over lying to the level where you don't even what you're saying you want. So you're already selling yourself short. So I think for me, the male artists are the only one that have been able to understand it, with the part that I won't go into, shout out to Olumente when Yahooze came out. I think Yahooze helped the male quickly to know how to project themselves. There's a lot of us that having access to internet, we start projecting, watching more American movies, having access to, the music. Shout out to Akon. I think that was that time Akon came out. I'm not sure. No, I lied. There's a distance to that. But, all those things help the male. Unfortunately for the female, we are having the like of Whitney Houston, if I'm saying it correctly, Celine Dion. Those are the music that was really, really selling in Nigeria then. So how do you want the Nigerian girl to start acting like Celine Dion now? So, and Rihanna, but Rihanna was a brand that nobody can copycat and be able to win. I think I've been able to. So that's just how it is for Nigeria.
So let me ask a question: is turning up dramas the only way to stay relevant in Nigerian media space these days?
Unfortunately, the system was built on that. Back in the days, I've done a lot of reviews about that. You take your music. Shout out to wonderful names like Timaya, Fino, what's his name? Iblis. I'm mentioning this name because I've watched the interview when they explaining their experience going to sell their music in Alaba. Timaya, Fino, Flavor, Iblis. Those are the ones I've watched their interview where they were explaining their experience selling their music to Alaba. So they were able to understand, even though through them, what they want. So that ideology of saying, how can I make my music? And back then, if you remember, there was no internet. So how can you make your song sell from Port Harcourt in Lagos if you don't go through the right marketer that will make the city to travel from one point A to point B? So I think the ideology of creating a message to their music to the other side started from that. This is just me based on my research. Now imagine how can you talk to the people in Lagos if you're in Port Harcourt? It's through your music now. Shout out to the likes of I'm a Port Harcourt first son, Duncan Mighty. Shout out to Duncan Mighty. Then I've never been to Port Harcourt and I listened to the song, but when I listened to the song was able to project an ideology of a half Port Harcourt. So I think they all understand this was working, and when internet came, it becomes one of the best way to. And if you unfortunately for me, if you check online, Nigerian black people respectfully, we just embrace something that is bad. I don't understand what is going on with the culture. Like you will be looking at things that are very important online. You don't see a lot of comments. You might say like 10. But see where somebody's I don't even want to mention any particular for the sake of respectfully to, I think in 2025 again, one of the reasons is a lot of people are doing it for the money. Some are doing it for the attention. Some are not even doing it for the artistry. So unfortunately, I don't know how the algorithm reading works, but it favors those bad things. So it make it hard for those that have the real content. And I think in answering to your question, to me, man, now stupid things they sell pass. No be things we get sense. No be say things we get sense no supposed sell. But you self, you no go buy things we get sense now. So it's just a reality of saying like people don't like to buy good things because they feel like I'm cool. But when you feel like it's gonna make you go gaga, shit, let me try that shit. And that's what we've been buying over time. So I think that's what I would say. For you that might be watching this particular episode, this is CTDA Media, which we connect the dot Africa. Our purpose is to bring news, conversation, you know, media, industrial, fashion, music, culture to your phone, to your doorstep. We want to be able to make sure when you open your phone, you literally still be able to find news that connects both African, Nigerian, Americans, Ugandan, Kenyan, South Africans, for anywhere you might find yourself that you can relate to the black people or to colored people, to anyone you might see that can relate their story to African. That's what we're saying. So if you're white, you're Hispanic, you're Caucasian, that I know that you can trace your root, this is the page to follow. We're on our Instagram. We lost our old accounts, which our new name that we use is CTD underscore media. But on all our other social media, which is on our X page, on Facebook, and also on YouTube, just search CTDA Media. You're definitely going to be able to search us. And also, if you go to Google, just type CTD space media. It's going to give us where we are right now, recording that office. So for you watching us, we will definitely, if you love this episode, follow, share, put your comments, share your views, and we're definitely open for any opportunities for you to come down to our studio. One more thing that I would like to add, if you're watching this and you think you have all it takes to be a co-host, if you think you have all it takes to be able to present in CTD, go to our DM on all of our social media, reach out to us. We're definitely looking for the right person. We've been having people reaching out. We're still going through the screening. So if it's you right there that you believe you want to be right here sitting, talking to people and representing the voice of African all around the world, reach out to us. Until the next episode, make sure you still get locked down. And I mean locked down to this particular channel. Follow, share. Until next time when you see me, thank you.